Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the essential AWS security best practices that every engineer must implement. Most teams rely on default settings, and that is exactly how minor misconfigurations lead to major production data leaks. I have seen systems where a single overly permissive IAM policy gave an attacker full control of an entire account. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to lock down your infrastructure. This is the definitive guide to hardening your cloud environment. We are not just talking about theory. We are talking about production-ready configurations that stop threats before they happen. Specifically, we will cover these 5 critical areas: IAM hardening, VPC network isolation, secret management, detective monitoring, and automated remediation. Watch the full video without skipping any content to understand it better. Before we get into the topic, a small request to you. I have already uploaded many technical videos on different technologies and tools. We share more knowledgeable content every day. So, if you are interested in learning and want to improve your skills, make sure you have subscribed to our channel and joined our WhatsApp community. The join link is available in the description, or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Let us get started. Now that we have our agenda, let us start with the foundation of AWS Security, Identity, and Access Management, or IAM. This is where most security incidents begin. The most important concept in IAM is the principle of least privilege. What this means in practice is that you only grant the permissions that are strictly necessary for a specific job. If you have a microservice that only needs to read from an S3 bucket, it should not have delete access. If you grant wide-ranging administrative rights, you are essentially opening the door for an attacker. If that service is ever compromised, it sounds simple, but managing this at scale is where the real work happens. Look at this JSON policy. It uses the principle of least privilege. We explicitly allow only the get object action on one specific bucket. We do not use wildcards, and we do not grant broad administrative access. If you use wildcards like star for actions or resources, you are violating this principle and creating a massive security hole. Always specify the exact resource and the exact action your service needs. This is how you limit the blast radius of a potential breach. To verify that our policy works, we use the IAM policy simulator. The output here shows an implicit deny for delete bucket. This proves that our user cannot destroy our data. This is exactly what you want to see. If you saw allowed, you would need to adjust your policy immediately. Always test your policies before attaching them to production users. Now that we have covered identity, let us move to the network. How do we keep our internal services safe from the public internet? A virtual private cloud, or VPC, provides the boundary for your network. The core best practice here is to use private subnets for anything that does not absolutely need to be public. Databases, backend APIs, and internal caches should never have public IP addresses. If an attacker gains entry through a web server, they should still be blocked from reaching your database by internal firewall rules called security groups. This layered approach is called defense in depth. This Terraform configuration shows how to configure a security group for a database. Notice the ingress block. We do not allow access from anywhere on the internet. Instead, we explicitly allow traffic only from our web server security group. This means even if someone is in your VPC, they cannot talk to your database unless they are coming from the authorized web tier. This is a much tighter control than simply blocking by IP range. Building on network isolation, let us talk about the data itself. What happens if someone manages to copy your storage volumes or steal your configuration files? The rule for data is simple: encrypt everything. At rest, use EBS encryption or S3 bucket encryption. In transit, always enforce TLS connections. The key to this is the AWS Key Management Service, or KMS. KMS allows you to manage the life cycle of your encryption keys. You should also rotate these keys periodically. If you store secrets like API keys, never hardcode them in your application code or environment variables. Use AWS Secrets Manager to inject them at runtime. Instead of putting database passwords in your environment variables, use the AWS SDK to fetch them from Secrets Manager at startup. This code shows a simple Python snippet to retrieve a secret. The secret is never written to disk, and it is never stored in your CI/CD configuration. By using this pattern, you keep your sensitive credentials out of your code base and out of your configuration logs. It is a small change that significantly improves your security posture. Prevention is great, but you also need to know if something goes wrong. This brings us to detective controls. You should enable CloudTrail in every region. CloudTrail logs every single request to the AWS API. If an unauthorized user creates an IAM role, CloudTrail records it. Complement this with Amazon GuardDuty. GuardDuty uses machine learning to detect unusual patterns, like an EC2 instance suddenly communicating with a known command and control server. These tools act like a digital security camera system for your cloud account. Without them, you are flying blind. We have covered how to do things right. But here are the traps you must avoid. The first mistake is hard-coding access keys in your Git repositories. If you do this, assume they are already stolen. Second, never use the root account for daily work. Create an IAM user with limited permissions. Third, leaving S3 buckets public is the leading cause of AWS data breaches. Always enable block public access. Finally, if you do not have multi-factor authentication or MFA enabled on your accounts, you are essentially asking for trouble. Enable MFA today. Consider the real-world scenario of a SaaS company. A developer accidentally committed an access key to a public repository. Within minutes, attackers deployed mining clusters. The company realized the cost only when they received a massive billing alert. They implemented AWS config to automatically flag and revoke compromised credentials. They also moved to IAM roles for all compute instances. This eliminated the need for static access keys, which was the root cause of the incident. The result was a much tighter security control environment. Let us recap what we learned. First, always apply the principle of least privilege in IAM and avoid wildcards. Second, keep sensitive resources in private VPC subnets to isolate them from the internet. Third, encrypt all your data at rest and in transit using KMS. Fourth, store your credentials in Secrets Manager rather than environment variables. Fifth, maintain continuous auditing with CloudTrail and threat detection with GuardDuty. Finally, always enforce multi-factor authentication for every single user in your account. These are the core concepts to carry forward from this video. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you liked the video, please do like and hype the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.